86,400. That's the amount of seconds that we have in our day. And it doesn't matter who you are or where you're at, rich, poor, high or low, we all get the same amount every single day. So let's go ahead and stop actually with one excuse that we've all been using. And many of us have said this thing. We've said, I don't have the, right? When we think that way, we will act that way. So instead of saying, I don't have the time, from now on, let's just say, I have all the time in the world in our minds here. I'm just not choosing to do that. Listen, we have to think from an abundance of time. My question for you today is, what do you want to produce, right? What are we building with that time? When we invest that time into something, just like a good farmer knows how to plant what he wants to harvest, you need to also know what you want to harvest. What are the areas of life that you want to build and grow in? And so I've narrowed it down to 8. I'm sure there's probably lots more. But the question is what do you want these 8 to look like? And so we have our spiritual life, right? What do we want our personal life to look like? Work life, money. What do we want our money to look like? Relational, our family life, our health life. And for people like me, fun, right? What kind of fun do you want in your life? And the idea is the one who gets to decide what is important is you. The one who gets to decide how to spend their time is you. Now, you may be in a job that requires you to work X amount of hours per day. And during that time, you have no choice maybe where you have to be at in terms of location. But your action, your participation, your engagement is absolutely your choice. You get to build exactly what you want. And where we put our time is going to determine the results we get on any of these things. And so what is it that you want? What do you want in those areas? And let's just take a moment right now and reflect, like, what is that? What is that? What is that I want? What is it that I want? And the question is, do you think that you can have that? And I hope the answer is yes. If you're with me, that answer is absolutely yes. I think the hamster's still stuck in my brain from earlier. Going forward, really, I've discovered what I call the 4 multipliers. And those 4 multipliers, I just want to mention them. Time is one of them. But any of those areas where we feel like there is ultimate value that we want to bring increase in our lives, well, we can add any of these multipliers in, and it's going to be like rocket fuel. It's going to cause growth to those areas. So we have time, which we're talking about now. But the other multipliers are important too. So money, talent, and relationships. Time, money, talent, and relationships. And when you're looking at those areas, before this, we had the areas that we said, like, hey, here are the areas that you are producing harvest in. I guess the question is, when you see what you want, if you envisioned what you want, how can we invest the right amount of our resources, our multipliers in those directions? And so that is actually what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to ask you to imagine greatness in each of these different areas and just fill it in, fill out that worksheet and take some time. This is thought. This is crazy. We haven't even put anything together with a calendar or a schedule, but this stuff has to happen first. It does. The reason why you have stopped in the past is because it wasn't connected with your reasons why. It wasn't connected with things that you truly wanted and felt like you could have. And so that's what we're doing. So number 1, I want you to go ahead and figure out exactly what that complete picture of those the 8 areas in your life, what does excellence look like there? And then go ahead and mark those top 3 that you'd like to improve on right now. After that, we're going to list our assets. So those are the multipliers, those 4 multipliers. Maybe you have a lot of money, or maybe you have a lot of time, or maybe you have a great network, right? List out your multipliers, and then list the ideas of how you could invest those 4 multipliers to create the life that you want. 86,400. If we can grab those, turn them in the direction we want them, we can build the life that we want, because those seconds add up, my friend. Go ahead and paint that picture, and we're going to be engaging in some of the how part of this process coming up.